Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our FA Cup fourth round qualifying tie away against Dulwich Hamlet, and we follow it up with a game against Chesterfield at home. Dulwich Hamlet are in the league that we played in last season, so it could be quite a competitive game. Dulwich Hamlet are doing quite well in the Vanarama South at the moment. They're sat in 7th place, chasing playoff places, so it could be quite a competitive match, this one. In terms of recent form, we've finally lost a game, but saying that, we've only won one of the last four league games. We lost 2-1 against Oldham. Ollie Thomas came into the side and scored on his debut. We drew 0-0 against St Albans, managed a good 2-0 win at home against Eastleigh, but then we managed only a draw of 1-1 away against Solihull. And in each of these games, since the defeat against Oldham, we have not been the better side. Eastleigh, we just about edged it. But the game against St Albans and Solihull, we were lucky to come away with the draws. So we need to do a little bit of fine tuning, I think, and try and bring things together a little bit. We are trying to make a signing at the moment, trying to bring in a central midfielder as Ronan Hughes now wants to leave the club, which is a little bit of a shame, but he does come into the side nonetheless today. And we are going to rotate a little bit as well, just to give some of our other players an opportunity for some starting game time. And I'm hopeful that we can get a good result, but like I say, it is going to be a tough game, this one, I think. But hopefully we can come out on the right side of the result. We're pretty much rotating the whole side, giving some of our backup players opportunities. We've set Makuna a target as well to average rate a 7. He has gone out on loan, so it is quite an important spell for him to potentially build an opportunity for himself coming back into the side. But with this rotation, as you can see, it's nowhere near as strong a side as we'd like. But what will be, will be. So going into the game, I am hopeful that we can at least give good account of ourselves. And it gives an opportunity to all of the other players in the squad, really, to just really push on and see if they can create anything for themselves in this game and see if they can get some kind of recognition for it as well. We've not rotated the side too much going ahead in many matches at the moment. So if they can force their way into my thinking for the main first team, then they're going to have to put out a good performance today. So Bevan in goal with Prescott, Sumnall, Hewlett and Igbinogene at the back. Okieng, Hughes, Brewitt in the midfield three with Cisse, Thomas and Yumolu as the front three. Cisse is a bit of a strange one. He can play a variety of positions, and we're going to give him a chance out on the right wing today. We've largely been playing him in central midfield when he has come into the side, but we are going to have to be on point. And the fact that some of these players haven't had a lot of game time could certainly go against us here. So we'll see how we get on. Here's Osborne for Dulwich Hamlet, swinging it in. Igbinogene with a shocking header, and it's bundling about in the penalty area. We just about managed to clear it. It's fallen nicely for Modu Cisse, and at the minute, this is how it's kind of been the last few league games as well. The opposition dominating in the way of chances, and we've not been particularly creative. We're going to go to a positive mentality early on here, and we're going to demand a little bit more because I think we are a better side. Prescott with a stupid challenge. And he wants to go out on loan to prove that he has an opportunity in the first team. And yet he's just gone and done something as stupid as that. So that's pretty much ruined any chance he had, to be quite honest. So when Stanley isn't in the squad, so Andy Apan is going to come on for Okieng. It's a bit unfortunate, to be fair, for Okieng. I think what we'll do, we'll leave Okieng in there with Hughes, and we'll take off Brewitt. Brewitt has had a little bit more game time over the course of the season, so I think it's wise to give him the rest, to be honest. And I think we're going to do well now. Dulwich Hamlet are in the league below us, of course, but it doesn't matter. This is a tough tie now, especially with us down to 10 men. We're going to keep on a positive mentality just to try and encourage the lads to keep going forward, depending on what happens here. And Caleb Redhead has scored for Dulwich Hamlet. Offside has been given, though. We've gotten away with that, and I'm not too sure which way to go. I think, to be quite honest, considering the nature of it, we'll go back to a balanced mentality. We'll just try and give ourselves an opportunity to at least maybe get into the next round. We've got a good enough side. The formation, the way we set up is exactly the same. We're just lacking that holding midfield player, which could go against us as well. So what will be as the ball comes into Redhead again and it's over straight away at the start of the second half. Dulwich Hamlet looking like creating plenty of chances. They've had a lot of attempts already. And as I was saying, since the good streak that we had, especially in yesterday's episode, this is how all the games have been. We have been very poor going forward, and we haven't really looked particularly convincing in any of the matches. And there is a goal for Shikumbi. Offside has been given again. And we are really getting away with this. I know we've not got the strongest team out by any means. We are going to have to make some more changes, though. We've only got 2 substitutions that we can make, and Ollie Thomas has been very, very poor. So he has missed his opportunity, unfortunately. And why is Andy Apan in central midfield? That is not where we wanted him. And let me think. I mean, I think, to be quite honest, Okieng can come off. We'll drop Cisse into midfield. We'll get Ehibatiaman on that right-hand side just to give us a little bit more. I mean, our midfield is seriously lacking here. And we're going to demand more because the fact that we've only had 1 attempt on target in the whole match so far is arguably the worst performance we've had so far this season. If we can somehow find a way through this tie, I think it'll be a bit of a minor miracle with the way things are going. Elliott out wide to Osborne for Dulwich Hamlet. Now Smith cuts inside, easily past the fullback, and it's a good save that from Jaden Bevan. He's keeping us in it, that is for sure. We need to get something going here. Andy Apan trying to win the challenge, and he's on a yellow card. He's got to be careful. Fanimo squares it, and the shot is wide. No foul there. Well, I say it was a shot. It's actually gone out for a corner off Hewlett. Here's Clayton swinging it in. Can we get it away? Abbott with the header back in, and Bevan pushes it over the bar again. We are really fighting tooth and nail here for every opportunity to try and get this ball clear, but it's just not happening. And another header, this time from Clements, goes over the bar. I mean, looking at the number of chances, we deserve to have been absolutely smashed here by Dulwich Hamlet. We're going to fire the boys up a little bit this time because this performance is unacceptable. I know we're down to 10 men, but we have really been poor today. Here's Fanimo again, moving down this left-hand side, finds Clayton, and there is the goal. It has been coming. Redhead with the finish. This time it'll count, and we've deserved to get beat today. It's been a very poor performance, and the FA Cup run is over before it's even started, which is completely unacceptable. I know we've rotated the side, but none of these players that we brought in have covered themselves in glory today. And I think, to be honest, to not have conceded until this late on, I think Jaden Bevan's probably had a good game. Here's Andy Apan. Plays it inside to Ronan Hughes, swings it into the far post, and Alfie Lloyd knocks it just wide. And I can't imagine we'll get another opportunity like that, to be honest. That is a big, big chance. Ronan Hughes into Ehibatiaman. Cuts inside, plays it back to Jem Hewlett. All of a sudden, we're knocking the ball about, but that is poor from Cisse, and Sumnall manages to intercept. I mean, Sumnall and Hughes both want to leave the club. The fact that we've given them an opportunity today is a bit of a risk, as Jaden Bevan knocks it long. Abbott with the header. Yamolu can't get there, but Alfie Lloyd does pick it up. He's got support in Yamolu, but that is all in the penalty area. And now Cisse charges in, finds Ronan Hughes with the strike, and he's got to hit the target there. It's the best we've looked in the last 2 minutes after we conceded. It's the best we've looked, but we deserve to lose that game. A very poor performance out there. And honestly, Prescott, I mean, he wants to prove himself by going out on loan. If he plays like that at all, that has just cost us a place potentially in the next round of the FA Cup. It was a shocking performance all round. And that is pretty much that. We'll confirm that. We will not appeal. the ban, and Yomolu is struggling as well. And it can't get much worse than that because that was very poor. We've got a week to go until the Chesterfield game. Hopefully things will improve. We're not going to be rotating quite as much for that game, that is for sure. First team is back, and hopefully, with a bit of luck, we can get another positive result in the league because at the moment, we've had one win in 5 now, and the stutter that I mentioned in yesterday's episode is certainly happening. We've got to be very, very careful. So bear with me, a week for Chesterfield, and then we'll see how we get on. Okay then guys, here we go for the game at home against Chesterfield. As you can see, despite the stuttering form that we've had, we're still sat atop of the league. We're 2 points clear of Halifax and a further 2 points of Newport and Cheltenham. So things are going quite well for us despite recent setbacks. Chesterfield currently sat in 11th place, so they're chasing playoff places as well. So it's going to be a very competitive match, this one. I think overall, yes, we're having a hiccup at the moment, but I think we're going to be safe from relegation regardless. I think mid-table is certainly going to be the area that we're going to be looking at come the end of the season. But we just need to bring back that level of consistency that we saw at the start of the campaign. We've got Kowalczyk in goal with a younger Andy Apan, Roberts and Winstanley at the back, Brewitt, Bailey and Dudjak as the midfield three with Lloyd, Ford and Abatiuman as the front three. So we're returning to type following the rotation that we had in the very poor showing in the FA Cup. And hopefully the players having that little bit of rest could help. But we certainly need to improve from what we did last time out. So, yeah, one win in 5 isn't good enough, and we need to step it up here. Let's see what we can do. Got a highlight from kickoff, and it's Chesterfield's kickoff, and Debar is immediately charging at our defence. Dobra losing out to Winstanley though, and Kowalczyk picks it up, tries to launch it long. Alfie Lloyd not doing particularly well in the air. He seems to have been a little bit lazy at times so far this season, which is a bit of a concern. But hey, Batiman's managed to nick it off Johnson, and he's been brought down in the area, but it's fallen for Romari Ford. It was a very fortuitous chance for the winger. And once again, he scores in an episode. He hasn't actually scored since yesterday's episode, believe it or not. So, as I mentioned yesterday, he likes the cameras, doesn't he? And he's done so again here. We have a 1 goal advantage just 30 seconds into the game. Very positive start. We need to build on it. We need to maintain our focus. And hopefully we can do so. It's going to be a tough one for sure. Possession would suggest that we're going to struggle to get a lot of the ball. Chesterfield certainly seems to be having the majority at the moment. But from what I can gather, we're having the chances, which makes a refreshing change from the last few matches. But having rotated last time out, the players are fresher. Hopefully we can return to good form today and get the 3 points. That early goal's certainly going to set our heads up high, isn't it, really? And a lack of chances following on from that, but a potential corner here with Alfie Lloyd. Swings it in, Batiaman was the target. It's cleared away. It's come back to Lloyd, who finds Dudjak. Back into Lloyd again. There's a couple of players free. Romari Ford was at the back post, and he tried to direct it back across goal, I think, but unfortunately wasn't particularly brilliant. And it remains 1-0. A pretty reasonable first half, to be honest. We've been the better side. And hopefully we can continue that. They've made a change at halftime with Maloney coming on for Phillips. Brewitt and Lloyd, incidentally, are struggling a little bit fitness-wise, as is Dudjak now. Here is Maloney with a free kick, plays it into the penalty area. Whelan plays it across to Gilsen, and it's a good save from Kowalczyk. Free kick given, though, I'm guessing for offside, but it was a very good save nonetheless from the keeper. Chesterfield just growing into it in this second half at the minute, but again, we are still controlling the number of chances in our favour as it stands. But if we can go through this match, excuse me, sorry, if we can go through this match without conceding after a 30 seconds goal, I think that would be remarkable. Kowalczyk making a very good save again there. We're going into the last 15 minutes. Alfie Lloyd, we're going to take off. He's looking a little bit leggy here. So he will come off and we'll get Ollie Thomas on for him. Younger's on a yellow card, so we'll get Igbinogene on for him as well. We don't want to risk that. We did that in one of the previous matches, and obviously it didn't work particularly well for us. We'll leave it at that for now, I think. Our defence isn't looking too good in terms of match ratings at the moment, but there's not too much more we can do. And hopefully just getting the fresher legs on that left-hand side will help us out a little. Brewitt charging out following the headed clearance, and he does really well, controls possession for us, knocks it back to Winstanley, and we deal with it very respectively, to be fair. And another opportunity maybe here for Chesterfield. Maloney swings it in, it's cleared out, and it's bundling about in the penalty area, and it's smashed in by Jeff King. I think it's a little bit harsh, but at the same time, they've had a couple of chances, and the goal was coming. We're going to demand more. We've looked pretty good throughout the game, but unfortunately, we've let our guard drop right at the end of the second half, and we have let another lead slip here. And it's good that we didn't lose, don't get me wrong, and the point is very important. Incidentally, other teams around us are losing games, so we've actually extended our lead at top of the table to the 3 points now. So things are going in our favour, but without going in our favour, it's a bit of a strange scenario we find ourselves in at the moment. So we're still top of the league, plenty of tough games to come. And with us being out of the FA Cup, of course, there's not too much to look forward to. FA Trophy is quite a way down. So I think what we'll probably do is we'll get some league games under our belt, and we'll probably come back for Grimsby and Rochdale at the end of November. I think that'll probably be a good time to come back. FA Trophy, we might come back for that afterwards, but we'll see how the draw works out. But we have got Yeovil in there as well in a derby game, which we have already shown, obviously, this season for the opening games of the campaign, but it could be a game to come back for. But we will see. I think Grimsby and Rochdale will be a good place to come back, get 5 more league games done and dusted. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways in the meantime. And yeah, hopefully we can get back to goal scoring ways as well, because our strikers are firing blanks at the moment. So until next time, thank you very much for your support, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.